Welcome to the Police and You, your weekly update on the efforts and activities of the Guyana Police Force and its auxiliaries. I'll be your host for tonight, Corporal Simeon Browne of the Force's Corporate Communications Unit. In this episode, we'll be focusing on a project initiated and completed by the Commander and his administrative team in Regional Division 10. Friday, August 6, 2021 will perhaps be a most memorable and celebrated day for Linden, for the police in the region, and especially for Malika Thomas. Miss Malika Thomas, a mother of two, is now the owner of a newly built, furnished and decorated home, compliments of Commander Winter, in collaboration with the Mayor and Town Council, as well as the business and religious communities and other private citizens in Linden. Before we go to the opening ceremony, let us take you back to 2021, when we officially met with Miss Malika Thomas in Linden. Hi there, I'm Simeon Browne of the Corporate Communications Unit of the Guyana Police Force, and we're here at Handyville, Wizrock, Linden Regional Division 10, where the commander of the division, Superintendent Hugh Winter, along with his administrative team, have embarked on a project to build a home for a resident. Here we are with Superintendent Hugh Winter. Sir, please tell us a little bit about this project here at Handyville, Wizrock.
Good afternoon. As I was introduced, Superintendent Winter, the Commander Region 10. This project here, it was sometime last month or 2 months back, if my memory serves me correct, that we had a walkabout in the area of Andyville, is it right here. The decision in respect to building this home basically was the initiative of the administration of Region 10. That is the team comprising of the Deputy Commander and others. Whilst in the area, it was reported to me that the person that we are building the home for, a female, she lives there with her 2 little children, and she had wanted to commit suicide. That was the whole issue of it. So I asked the rank to bring her along at my daily meeting, and she was there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we had an interview with her. Then we visited the site was visited, and thereafter we have some stakeholders involved. Initially it was basically just a bath, but it turned to be a house because being on the ground itself, I really and truly we saw the condition of where this individual is living, and it's very, very much, struck us, and we decided to get the stakeholders there involved. We have stakeholders like the church, Copson Faith, Pastor Sales. We have the Kunshi TV, the main Town Council of Linden. We have Bonnard's variety store, and so much others that came on board with us. And this is the stage we are at right now, in respect to building the home.
So you've been collaborating with members of Linden and perhaps the general public, because I understand Kunshi TV is located in Georgetown. And so I can clearly understand how you've brought awareness to the issue of Miss Thomas and her challenges. And I think that speaks a little about police and the police being involved in what is happening within their communities and the divisions they serve. And I must commend you, Commander Winter, for the effort. And how do you perceive, where do you perceive this project being, and how long, much longer does it have in relation to being completed?
Basically, we have all the materials on hand, but we're waiting on documentation from the Lansing survey. As the documentation, we have the documentation. Definitely, we restart, and I anticipate between 2 to 3 weeks the project will complete.
We also spoke with Inspector Colette Evans, who gave us a background on how the ranks in the division came into contact with Malika Thomas, giving birth to the idea of the construction of a home for her. Here we are again. I'm with Inspector Evans, officer in charge of the subdivision number 2, Regional Division 10, as well as the Human Resources Officer for the entire region. Miss Evans, we're here again at Waste Rock. This massive structure is being constructed for a resident of this area by the administration of Regional Division 10 of the Guyana Police Force. What is your role in this project, and how has it been thus far?
Basically, being the subdivision officer in charge of Region 10 and this area comes under me. After Malika Thomas, we heard of her story, we contact her, brought her in. I came here, I saw the living condition, and as a woman with 2 children, recognizing her situation, she's not working over here, see the deplorable state she's living. I was really, to say, taken back, right. I was touched when I saw the living condition. Immediately, I went and got a mattress. I donated a mattress to her and started to get some food items because recognizing that she's not working anywhere, she does little odds job to provide for the children. And this is the pandemic season, she cannot go anywhere with the children. So I decided that we were going to throw in not only building the house, but we started to put together ample and make donations. One of the things that I wanted to say, when I recognized that when we came here, there was no toilet facility, recognizing that the little child was doing her thing, a call in nature, in the grass. And under this particular area, recognize that there's a lot of school dropout, a lot of delinquent. We want to get a better living condition for these children so that they will have a better home, so that they will grow up in a better condition,
Better environment,
better communities.
Yes.
So this will be able to help them in their thoughts as they grow.
Definitely. What would your commander mentioned that, upon the initial steps of the project, that, Miss Thomas, she was a little traumatized, she had, some suicidal thoughts and so on. You've been interacting with her mostly along the project. How would you describe her growth thus far, if any?
Yes.
From that place then to now,
At
with the
first,
assistance and all the efforts made by the force.
at first, when I saw Miss Thomas, she was very traumatized. She already wanted to speak. I started to do a little counseling based on my knowledge, try to get her comfortable, that, she can open up to me. She told me a lot of things, and, we started to work one-on-one, give her my number so that she can communicate with me. If there's any situations, we try to reach out to Miss Thomas in every possible way. And the relationship has grown from then to now. But I am really sorry that we reached this hiccup, because I know to date that this building, this project would have been finished, where Ms. Thomas and her children would have been able to benefit from improved living condition, and we will, able to move to another level, probably finding a job for her so that she will be able to sustain herself and the children.
Thank you very much, Inspector.
Thank you.
Wow, so here is a story that has its genesis in a visit by members of a team policing group in Region 10 way back in January of 2021. Upon initial reports of Malika's living conditions and her expressions of suicide, the commander and team set out to create a change, and that change was in the form initially of planning to construct lavatory facilities for the family. But, you know, upon their own critical analysis, their plans evolved from the construction of basic lavatory facilities to a newly built house. And how amazing is that? It shows a lot about what can happen when the police engages with citizens, but most importantly, how concerned our ranks are within those communities for the welfare of the citizens they've sworn to serve.
Hi there, we're here again, this time with our special person, Miss Malika Thomas. Malika Thomas is the beneficiary, or soon to be rather, because the building isn't completed as yet, soon to be the beneficiary of a newly built home for her family. And this is all being done by the commander and his team of Regional Division 10. Miss Malika, tell us about how you feel. So nice to meet you, by the way. Tell us how you feel about this project being done for you.
Well, I feel much comfortable because I went to work and used to gotta walking and begging people for things. And a lot of things I used to go in children used to gotta go and and picking at the back and eating healthy. And why the project stop at the moment, come my mother come and say that how the land is she own. So stop until
Yes.
it can continue back again.
So, life generally, like lately, life is better now?
Yes, life is better now. Perfect. I don't got, walking and begging people for ration. That is over now.
That's over now.
Yes.
And in terms of what is happening in the community, do you feel safer now? I see there's a large police presence here, and your house is soon to be completed. How do you feel about that particularly?
Well, I feel comfortable because there's a police there for
That's,
protect women
police
from,
is here to protect women.
yes.
I like that.
That's what police there for.
Thank you very much.
And I'm really grateful because in my small days I going through a lot of punishment. Cause my mom dead and that's my father alive. So I'm really grateful for this.
You're
Yeah.
blessed. You're blessed. There you have it. Miss Malika Thomas, our special person. I'm Simeon Browne of the Corporate Communications Unit, coming to you live from Wismar, Linden. Have a nice one. Simeon Browne here with Station Sergeant Chand of Handyville, Wisrock, Regional Division 10. Sir, I understand, I'm made to understand that you are the station sergeant for this district and you have been active in the communities and you brought this issue of a resident being homeless to the administration of this division. Tell us a little bit about how it happened and what is happening right now.
Well, good evening. I'm Sergeant Chan in charge of the Gujarat Police Outpost. The project, basically how the project starts is that normally when we do outreach, we're going to visit people in the community and find the concern and see how they're living and their lifestyle and these things. So when we reach by Malika Thomas, we see that she was living in a small shop and she have two children. So she tell us that and explained to me that the accommodation that she living in and she have two children. So when the children need to use the washroom, they don't have nowhere to go.
Wow.
So we decided, the commander and the team decided that we will build a toilet and bath for her so that the children could get the bed and use the washroom because if the children got a beach, they gotta go till along the road by her
I understand.
other relative to be because they don't have no water, they don't have no light, nothing. So after seeing that the toilet and the bathroom was a little bit too small for her because of the accommodation that she's living. We come to something and we said we could build a structure for her, which is a house, which is
Yes.
the estimate is the house is the 17 by 24. Presently, it actually halfway, and we have all the material on hand, and we're just waiting on award to go ahead so we could complete the building as early as possible.
I understand. That is awesome. What has the posture of the force in this particular area of the region been thus far? You're in charge of the station.
Yes.
You know the challenges. You know what the force or the department rather would be doing on the ground. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically, the posture of the force is that coming out, reach people in the community, and see what issue they have, what bothering them, and so that the police could build a better relationship and get hand in hand with them.
I understand. And you've been doing that thus far.
Yes, myself, Inspector Evans, who is the 2IC for sub region number 2,
Yes.
who is in charge of Wisdom Police Station.
Lovely. And you've got regular patrols in this area.
Regular patrol, day and night, we patrol all the area, try to cover everything.
And the checks in relation to at least with Malaika, Miss
Yeah.
Thomas.
We check her on a normal basis. Every time we patrol, we stop, find out, see how she doing, see how the kids doing. Sometimes if we get clothes, we source other items and bring for her so she could wear these kind of things.
The general cooperation of the residents within this area, how would you describe it? How has it been for you as the station sergeant in terms of they coming to make complaints or reports and the response thereof?
Well, once they come and make a report at the station, we try to respond to the report as early as possible. Because we have the source, we have vehicle, we have the ATV motorbike, and we're going to deal with it right away. We don't let nothing for our next day or whatsoever, we just deal with it right away.
What are the more prevalent crimes in this area right now?
Basically, we get minor offense right now.
Minor offense?
Yeah, minor offense, like you may get 1-1 domestics, 1-1 threats, and assault. They basically it.
That's basically it. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chan. I understand that you're doing a very good job, and I want to commend you, Sergeant Chan. Thank you very much.
No problem.
We will now go to the opening ceremony, which will feature addresses by the commander, the mayor and town council, and of course, the recipient and the most recent beacon of hope in Linden, Miss Malaika Thomas.
Madam Mayor, Mrs. Juanita Harrendell, Deputy Mayor, Regional Chairman, Mr. Darren Adams, Deputy Regional Executive Officer, Mr. Suchan, members of the COPSOM Faith, Commander Region 10, Mr. Yu Winter, members of the media, members of the stakeholder, junior officers, other ranks. Good afternoon. During the month of January 2021, our ranks were on duty conducting team policing in the Frostville and the Ville area. When they met with Miss Thomas and saw her living under adverse conditions with her 2 children, with no job to support her livelihood. This information was quickly spread to the commander and the admin team, and we visited Mrs. Thomas, which resulted in our dreams realized.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a happy occasion, so I know behind the mask there's a way where we have to now learn how to smile with our eyes. Yeah. Try doing that. So when we look around, we can see the joy. Malika, it is a privilege to be here. I got all dressed up, When I got up, I said, if you're coming to a house opening, what do you wear? I thought about the jeans, Then I said, this is a significant occasion. The To be able to own your own home is something amazing. I love the way you dress. I love the crown. It speaks so much. And so I wanted to be very brief. It's very hard to be briefer than the pastor, but I'm going to try. And I want to talk to you as a mother. I want to leave just about 3 points with you. The first thing, let your home be filled with love at all times. Let your children be happy in your home. I came here when Commander brought me. I know you might not remember my face. I had no hair. I didn't have on makeup that day. But I did not come. I did not come to where you were actually living, because when I stood afar and Commander started explaining, I'm a mother. I think of my children, and I just couldn't bring myself to come to a place. I came inside and I thought about what can we do, what part can we play as a town to assist. And it talks about when we're contented with little, God blesses us with more, right? To be contented where you are and to make it a home for your children, I think that's what looks beyond all. And I know that you take care of what is given to you, because if you know how to take care of little, trust me, you're going to do a great job. And make it a teaching. I know we like to have very clean homes, but make sure it's a place where your children learn those values of life. I know it's difficult now with school, not being out. Make some part of this home a place where your children will learn. So we thought about what we could do as a town, and so the Linden Mayor and Town Council wishes to present to you a chair set for the opening. And I like little tiny things, so I've decided to present to you, not to you, to your children, 2 housewarming gifts. So once we get a chance to go into the house, you want to place those gifts in a corner, because you want to make sure that when these children walk into their home, they know it's their home, their love, their joy, and of course make sure that they're happy forever. God bless you and keep you and make his face to shine upon you, and of course give you peace.
Then I'm a member of the Guyana Police Force attached to Rizrak Police Outpost. I'm here today to give you a brief on how come we get to meet Miss Malika. The Guyana Police Force have a group called the Team Policing Group, and I was attached to that group along with Lance Corporal Court, R.C. McDonald, and Constable Lovell. We were doing a visit within this community, and we met with Miss Malika. We had a small talk with her where she explained to us that our situation is not so good of the condition how she's living with our kids. So I asked her, what is your state right now? She said, presently, she wants to commit suicide. I said, no, do not commit suicide now. You will get help. Just say what you need. So we report our matter to our station sergeant, and then we forward it to our commander of the division, Mr. Winter. And let me tell you, from there on, commander and the administration team has taken a big step by having a home for Miss Malika, because their intention wasn't to build a home, was to build a washroom. And when they visit the premises, they said, no, washroom is not enough. We will give her a home, somewhere she can live with her kids and be comfortable. And I must say to the public, the Guyana Police Force is not all about locking people up. It's about helping people. Different things we do, community works, youth development, and the list goes on. Our subdivision officer Inspector Evans, I don't like to use inspector, I like to use the stallion because she is a woman of integrity and what I will say, a lion. Because when something is being done within our division, she don't ask. She said, let's get it done now. So I just would like to say today, Commander, this has been a great move and a big move within our Linden community. Thank you guys very much.
Austin would have reported and the information would have come to us. Myself, Commander Evans, I think Vaughn was there as well. Pinder, I think, was here as well. And when I saw what was going on, mind you, I'm not the crying type of person, right? So I fought the tears right here. When I got into my vehicle, I cried. You know why I cried? Because it was so hurtful to see that two little girl children would have to come up in the way they were living. And then I juxtaposed to my children the things that they have and the things that they waste. And I said to myself, I honestly said to myself, I prayed to Allah that something must happen. And today, we would have seen the prayers of everybody and the assistance of everyone, right?
To have something that seemingly in the eyes of others they're not qualified for. That's one description. Secondly, when he allows you to just get the nod above many people who are standing in the same line. And that's why I said faith is not fear. Because God shows up and says, not you, not you, not you, not you, but you. And no man can stop that.
And if you've just joined us, you've been listening to The Police and You here on NCN's 102.5 FM with your host, Simeon Browne of the Corporate Communications Unit. We'll now go to Commander Winter's address at the opening ceremony in August of 2021.
The seeds of kindness you plant today will one day bloom in the hearts of those whom you have touched. A favorite quote of mine. Good afternoon, Master of Ceremony, Regional Chairman Mr. Darren Adams, Madam Mayor, Mrs. Juanita Arundel, Deputy Mayor, Mr. Betchun, Deputy Regional Executive Officer, Mr. Sichan, Lieutenant Colonel Murray, officers, inspectors, and ranks of Regional Division 10, Mr. Stan Govayo and team from our Corporate Communication Unit, special invitees, members of the media, all present, I thank you all. I thank you for your participation in this historic event, which marks a new phase in community engagement. All thanks and praises to the Almighty God for making this project a success. I thank him also for my management team and all my junior ranks whom have worked tirelessly. Together we bring this inspiration to fruition. It is amazing to see the hidden skills and talent that we policemen and women possess. Today, I am proudly celebrating us as police officers to showcase our humane side, which exhibits us as good police officers at what we are doing collectively. Special thanks to all our stakeholders. Aforementioned by Inspector Evans, who came on board without any hesitation, being in Kashra kind, not forgetting their undying motivation. I take this opportunity to advocate to my fellow colleagues that community engagement makes our job less challenging and enjoyable once there is respect and camaraderie on both sides. Moreover, this is highlighting one of our 5 priorities in our strategic plan, which emulates the developing partnership. Together with such behavior, we will assure the residents of Region 10 we will strive to make Region 10 a better community. In January 2021, the entire administrative team visited this location after it was reported that a single parent by the name of Malaiko Thomas was considering committing suicide. On arrival, we were taken aback at the living conditions of Malaiko and her 2 daughters. Initially, we had planned to build a toilet and a bath, but with the inspiration of God, we have reached out to our stakeholders who assisted in the realization of Malaiko's dream of obtaining her own home. The project commenced on the 15th of February 2021. Thereafter, the construction came to a halt. Awaiting documentation to regularize land issues. Upon receipt of the document, construction work recommenced immediately, and here we are today. Is that a great achievement? Yes. To ensure the success of Malaiko and her 2 daughters in their educational ventures, I would like to appeal to our stakeholders present here today to extend a helping hand of employment to our, so as to be able to adequately equip our 2 daughters with the resources needed for a sound education. In closing, I cannot overemphasize the importance of being vaccinated in order to contribute to curb of the spread of the novel COVID-19 virus, so that we can be able to see each other at other future events. I thank you. God bless you.
Superintendent Hugh Winter, the commander of Regional Division 10. We've shared so much with you tonight. Addresses from the Mayor of Region 10, Inspector Colette Evans, Sergeant Chand, some of the key personnel involved in the initiation and the completion of the project. We'll now go to her premier address, as it were, the one and only, the recipient of a newly built home, compliments of the Guyana Police Force in collaboration with key stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Miss Malaiko Thomas.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Malaiko.
Are you happy to be here?
Yes, we are.
I'm happy to see you too. I want to thank you for everything that you have done. A lot of thanks. Are they a comfortable home for my kid? I shall feel so. When I look at my two kids,
It's alright. It's alright.
I cry. When years come for be like I in the bathroom and I see it's not comfortable. Now I'm in a home, not a home alone, a furnished home. And I promise you from my heart that I will take care of this home. I will. No matter what people say, I will do it. I also want to say, you gotta trust in God, because this is faith. Testing that God tests me. My mom died since I was a baby. But during that, I went in that house, going through a lot of stuff. She used to visit me with eye-watering eyes. I tell my mom, everything will be okay. I wake up this morning and I start praying and thanking God for everything that I've done. And God said, my daughter, it's more to become. Because I always contented with whatever I get. If it's starting right, me turn sit down, we eat it. Because when you be contented, God has opened doors for you and bigger doors. And I want to thank Mr. Commander. I want to say thank you a lot. Thanks. Grateful thanks to you. And I will carry this home. I can't stop saying this. I will. Miss Evans, I promise from my heart, I will do this. Miss Pindar, I promise to all of you, I will do this. Thank you.
I'll say this.
This has been another episode of The Police and You here on NCN's 102.5 FM. Join us next Tuesday, same place, same time, and stay connected to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages for updates on activities and initiatives of the Guyana Police Force. This is Simeon Browne saying, on behalf of the Public Relations Officer, Mr. Stan Gavaya, and the Corporate Communications Unit, good night, have a nice one.